Hope I'm in the right live. Let me see here. Let me get to YouTube. All right, it says I have 16 people waiting and 5 people who like it. Can some of those 16 people waiting please like the video? Hello, Deborah. How are you? Thank you, person that liked the video. So anyway, what a day. What a day. There's so much about Donna Adelson, but we've got so much still about Caitlyn Armstrong trial, and plus these crazy headlines in the news today. Hi, Barb. You liked it? Thank you. Got it. Now we've got 23 people in here. Hi, everybody. So don't be shy. You can come say hi. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of people in. I'll you not saying hi. So, hockey player charged with manslaughter after slitting opponent's throat with a skate blade. So this happened in England. And it was a hockey game. He slid, into the player or whatever, and then the blade of the skate slit the opponent's throat. They tried to render aid. Player died. And then after an investigation, now this one player is being charged with manslaughter. What was thought to be a freakish accident, now is being said to be something else. So quite a thing going on. Not just an accident. Maybe something more. So let's see what I'll give you a little bit of insight onto the team and whatever. So the Nottingham Panthers hockey player Adam Johnson. Adam Johnson was originally from, let me see where he was from, Minnesota. And he was playing at the Utilita Arena in Sheffield, England. And what happened is the Sheffield Steelers star, Matt Petgrave, what a name, Petgrave, is the one whose skate cut Johnson's neck. And it happened on October 28th. 8,000 fans were at the game, and they saw this happen. Some of them attempted to help Adam Johnson, but he passed away from his injuries. There was a video of the game that showed that Johnson was skating with a puck before Petgrave moved in and collided with another player, causing Petgrave's left skate to kick up as he fell. That blade struck Johnson's neck, and both men crashed onto the ice. There was graphic footage that showed how Petgrave's skate blade inflicted a fatal laceration to Johnson's neck. Although it was initially called a freak accident, South Yorkshire police announced an arrest in the case following weeks of investigation. And the Detective Chief Superintendent Bex Horsfall with the South Yorkshire Police said, and I quote, "We have been carrying out extensive inquiries to piece together the events which led to the loss of Adam in these unprecedented circumstances. We have been speaking to highly specialized experts in their field to assist in our inquiries and continue to work closely with the Health and Safety Department at the Sheffield City Council, which is supporting our ongoing investigation. Adam's death has sent shockwaves through many communities, from our local residents here in Sheffield to ice hockey fans across the world," end quote. Now, Adam Johnson's aunt, who was watching the game at home in Minnesota, believes that the kick that killed her nephew was intentional. And I quote her saying, in all of my 50-some years playing and watching hockey, I have never, ever seen something like that. I do believe the kick was deliberate, end quote. Meanwhile, a sports store manager, Michael Osinga, said that the NHL is reportedly considering whether neck guards should be a requirement for all players. And said, and I quote, "Neck guards are the easiest and quickest prevention, and it should be a no-brainer. It's going to save your life if a skate hits your neck." Adam Johnson appeared in 13 NHL games, including his time spent with the Pittsburgh Penguins during the 2018, 2019, and 2019-2020 seasons. So, wow. Some crazy stuff going on there, right? Next up. There's a teacher with her 5-year-old daughter found dead in a laundry hamper. So, this is quite a story. A 5-year-old girl in Alabama was reportedly found dead in a laundry hamper on Monday. This has sparked an investigation into the circumstances of her death. Chloe Williamson is the daughter of a teacher in Trussville, Alabama. Trussville fire crews rushed to her house. It's unknown how long she was in the hamper before she was found. According to the coroner's office, they say the cause of death was not immediately clear following an examination, but additional tests are being conducted. It could take weeks to determine. So let's look at, there's some other stuff regarding this, since this is there's a message from the superintendent, so hang on one second when I get that. And don't you worry, we're not going to forget to talk about Donna Adelson, and we're not going to forget to talk about Caitlyn Armstrong. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go right over here. So she was found on the 6200 block of Kestrel View Road at 6:30 a.m. Police say at this point in the investigation, it appears to be accidental. But the Trussville City Schools issued the following statement on Monday, and I quote, "This morning, TCS Superintendent Dr. Patrick Martin was notified that a kindergarten student had passed away. The child was the daughter of a teacher in the Trussville City School System. The student was a precious, smart, and inquisitive child whose heartbreaking loss has affected us all. This is a very sad and tragic event, and our thoughts and prayers are with the family. We are arranging to have counselors on site for our students and staff in the wake of the tragedy. We are more than a school system in Trussville. We are a family." Something like this touches us all, and we will provide support to the family in the coming days and weeks as they deal with this tragic loss. Okay. So, very sad there. So we have to wait and see what that's about. Now, the next thing up is very gross, and it's really gross because Dunedin, Florida is one of my favorite places. We almost bought a house there. But these two were 55 and 60, and they were having sex on the causeway. But let me put it this way, or you know what? let me get the exact quote from someone that witnessed this. There was a crowd of people, okay, on the causeway. Both of them were completely naked. Let me tell you that he is a registered sex. Oh, right? And you should know what that is, an SO. You know what it is, right? Registered. And he is 60 years old. She was 55. They were both completely without clothing on, going at it. Okay? There was a crowd of people watching them, including children, to which the man said the children should be home or in school, not on the causeway. Didn't feel bad at all about it. Now, she then told someone this was her dream. She had another charge because they found some, hold on, I'm telling you this all by memory. I forget what, I think it was a benzodiazepine inside an Altoids box, so she had an additional charge from that. He had charges prior, since being an SO, because he had child P on devices and stuff, and he claims that that was just something he was checking out or something, but not something he was ever into or something. If I can get back to my resource here, I can talk to you about it other than just my memory, but right now my computer wants to play tricks on me. So anyway, they were arrested, but he wasn't supposed to be anywhere near around kids or anything, but that kind of conduct was not discreet in any way. Definitely an exhibitionist activity. Now, while I'm waiting for my computer to come back up over here, I'll tell you about the next story. The next story is a crazy story. Here, finally. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Oh shit, you can't type, right? Okay, here we go. Here's the couple. She is 55, Sarah Fazekas. Robert Clark is 60. Robert Clark and Sarah, on November 10th, at around 9 p.m., were arrested on charges of lewd or lascivious exhibition, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. They were caught having sex on the side of the Dunedin causeway. Law enforcement arrived and arrested Clark and Fazekas after finding them fully naked on top of one another. While being taken into custody, the woman, Sarah, allegedly said the incident was always a dream of mine. If only a dream. It's only a dream of hers. Okay. When the deputies asked Clark about the incident, he showed allegedly no remorse that children were present, saying they should have been home and not on the causeway. Both were booked into the Pinellas County Jail, and they've since bonded out. They're probably watching this now. Hi, guys. Okay. Hold on one second. Now, as I said, I want to just get about him, tell you about his charges here. Okay. Robert Benjamin Clark is a registered. Hold on a minute. Why did this just do that to me? What just happened? That was crazy. All right, let's go over here. He was, oh, look at this. Is this him? No. All right. Come on. So they were having this relations between the two of them with multiple people, including 2 children. The affidavits say that deputies, hang on a minute, found non-prescribed clonazepam inside of Sarah's purse, resulting in a possession charge. Now I know that there is, where I saw there was additional stuff said about him. See if that was just over here. Let's grab this. So I want to be accurate about what I told you. And I know it was over here that it said that in this resource. So let me just go there. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the thing. He was charged with lewd and lascivious exhibition, a felony, and held on a $50,000 bond. A judge also ordered him to have no contact with children. Clark, a former Department of Defense employee, pled guilty in 2009 to a federal child P charge and is a registered SO. That's according to the Smoking Gun. And a search of his work computer revealed illicit images which he admitted to having watched for self-gratification. He reportedly claimed that the images were to him a fantasy world and that he would never cross the line and hurt a child. Okay, when she was charged with exposing herself, she was also charged with a narcotics charge for having the anti-anxiety drug clonazepam inside an Altoids container in her purse. And there is also something else, which let's see if they're going to say this now. Oh, here's the, meanwhile, he exhibited no remorse that he subjected kids to the sight of his junk. his junk. And there was something else I read earlier when I was researching this. There was something they made one of the witnesses made this really crazy comment. Okay, now before we go on to the last headline, there was a headline of a baby abandoned on a beach. I just wanted to look at that. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. Yes, baby found alone on Florida beach, mother behind bars, facing child abuse charges. And this is in Daytona Beach. A Michigan woman is behind bars accused of leaving her 1-year-old son alone on a Florida beach. Boy, that little boy. God was looking out for him. Shamika Mitchell, 37, of Detroit, faces charges including aggravated child abuse. A frantic 17-year-old called 911 just after midnight on November 8th as he desperately searched for his baby brother, the 17-year-old brother desperately searching for his baby brother. She took my little brother somewhere, he said. Oh my gosh. What a hero. Wow, that's crazy. At one point, he told police that he saw his mother walk away with the 1-year-old, and when she came back, the boy was gone. She said she took him to his dad, he told the 911 operator. Eventually, officers received a call from the Volusia County Sheriff's deputies who found the boy with a group of bystanders near Main Street and North Ocean Avenue. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe. I'm so happy that nothing happened to that child and that 17-year-old looked out for him. That's just would have been so horrific. I can't even imagine the panic. It's unbelievable. She just leaves her baby. Okay, let's get her over there. Should be. I don't know why I keep putting her picture up over there and it keeps coming down. Oh my goodness. Where did her picture go? Sorry, I'm trying to get... I've got way too many tabs open. I know that. Let me just get this again so we can finish this because this is quite a story. Okay, don't get nervous. It's just... Okay, let me just do this. All right, so now let's try to get her over here again. There we go. Get over there. So the little boy, a woman visiting Florida from out of state, was arrested after her baby was found unresponsive and cold to the touch at a Volusia County beach. Shamika Mitchell, 37, of Detroit, Michigan, was arrested by deputies and taken to the Volusia County Jail on a felony charge of child neglect. On November 10th, the search began for the 1-year-old boy off Halifax Avenue in Daytona Beach after Mitchell's teenage son questioned her about his baby brother's whereabouts. Mitchell reportedly left her car, which had 3 other children inside, and walked off with the baby. She did not return with the child. She stated she had given the baby to his father after meeting up with him at a nearby convenience store, but the son questioned the claim because the father of the child lived in Detroit. It was later that later learned that Mitchell had intentionally left the baby unsupervised at the beach. The baby boy was later found on a Main Street and Ocean Avenue in the care of 4 bystanders who were attempting to warm the unresponsive child. They removed his wet diaper in an attempt to warm and dry him. The deputy took the child, who was shivering and had an elevated pulse, to the inside of his patrol car and worked to warm the child until the medical personnel arrived. As of Tuesday, the baby's condition is unknown. The Department of Children and Family Services took custody of the 3 other children for the night. They were later handed over to their grandparents, who traveled from Michigan to Florida to get them. Mitchell remains in the Volusia County Jail on a $50,000 bond. I really hope the baby is okay. What a terrible thing. Okay, now we're going to go to this other bizarre case. Okay, this case is really bizarre. The case next deserves its own video, but I didn't know how many videos I could do today, because it definitely deserves its own video. It's unbelievable, but let me get this up for you. I think I may just close this all down. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Okay. I'm restarting my Chrome, so just hang on. Oh, no, and the story that I'm going to tell you about is this obese man, okay, who gained about 200 pounds in prison, but wait till you hear why he was in prison and why he was released from prison. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Hi, One Eye Blind. Okay. It's coming up, just trying to... Okay. Let me just do it this way. It's going to be much easier now that I'm out of all of that. I've shut everything down, so now I have no tabs open except the current tab. And all I have to do is get into our live, and then I'm going to get into okay, so let me go over here and we will go okay. Dimitri Fricano, 35 years old. Well, first let's meet this was Dimitri's girlfriend. Okay, and he was convicted of viciously stabbing his girlfriend to death during an argument Over what? Over what? Say it again. Oh, breadcrumbs in bed. Seriously, breadcrumbs in bed. He has been freed from prison after serving only a year. He was sentenced to 30 years for brutally stabbing to death Erica Preti while they were vacationing in Sardinia in 2017. He stabbed her 57 times after she chided him for leaving too many crumbs in the hotel bed. He was 260 pounds in 2019 when he was sentenced to 30 years on a murder conviction. But because of delays, because of COVID, he didn't begin his term until April of 2022. And over the past year, his weight has ballooned almost 200 pounds. He went from 260 to 440. And the Turin Surveillance Court released him from prison on medical grounds. The court ruled last week that the corpulent convict can no longer remain behind bars because he's incompatible with the prison regime due to his weight. It makes him difficult to get around without a wheelchair or crutches, and he's also a chain smoker. So this is him after now. His incarceration also puts his life at risk because prison officials are unable to provide the low-calorie diet he needs to shed those pounds. Fricano will serve out the rest of his sentence under house arrest at his parents' house near Milan, where he can get access to a healthy diet. The move enraged the victim's family, who slammed the decision to release Fricano as shameful. Of course, wow. No one will give me back my little girl, but for us, the pain is still too strong for him to be released so soon, Preti's father, Fabrizio, told an Italian newspaper. It was like receiving a stab to the heart. Fricano and Preti had been vacationing in the town of San Teodoro on the island of Sardinia in June of 2017 when they got into an argument about his sloppy eating habits. Fricano claimed that Erica hit him with a paperweight, which prompted him to do what? Grab a knife and plunge it into her body 57 times. Because maybe a lot of people would do that. No. Initially, he tried to blame his girlfriend's murder on robbers, but eventually he admitted his guilt. And he said, and I quote, "She insulted me for the bread and then hit me in the head, so I killed her." End quote. Fricano's defense lawyers say he suffers from several medical conditions, including anxiety, depressive, bulimia syndrome, personality disorder, and sleep apnea. Doctors say the morbidly obese inmate requires a low-calorie diet to slim down. Doctors weighed in that Fricano is at a high risk of cardiovascular disease and needs to follow a special diet that the prison in Turin cannot provide. The Turin Surveillance Court judges agreed, concluding that Fricano needs assistance that cannot be provided in the institution. So he gets to stay with Mommy and Daddy for the rest of his 30-year term, and where his mommy can, reward him with his healthy meals. Yeah. So that is really something, right? Okay. Now we're going to talk about Caitlyn Armstrong and what happened in court today. Then we're going to talk about Donna. Okay. All right. Now listen to me. This is, of course, something when I might have to go out tomorrow. Closing arguments may begin tomorrow. Don't know yet. And we are allowed to see closing arguments. Okay. Could be a verdict tomorrow. We don't know. Okay. We'll see. So let me get over here so we can talk about what happened. Because we forgot yesterday because of all the stuff, we didn't get that either. All right. Doodly-doo. Okay. So we're going to go over day 5 and 6. So there was a delayed start on day 5. Caitlyn entered the courtroom. She was wearing a black pantsuit, white collar blouse. She greeted her attorneys and chats with them, smiling. She seems animated and talkative. During the trial, she and her defense attorney continued chatting and smiling as the jury is escorted in. A new witness was called to the stand. Detective Spittler will continue his testimony at another time. There's a scheduling conflict. The next witness is Joan Gilchrist, owner of 68 Degrees Kitchen. Directly across the street is Pool Burger. Now, hold on. That's where they ate lunch. Listen, let me just get Caitlyn on here, please, so we don't have the wrong graphic, right? Because that would be just horrible. Okay. So, the footage shows an outdoor patio adjacent to Deep Eddy Avenue. It is dated May 11th, 8:15 p.m. In the background, you can see Pool Burger, where Strickland and Mo Wilson were eating after their swim at Deep Eddy. At 8:16 p.m., you can see a white motorcycle with 2 people on it pass by. In a different video angle, we're now looking at the interior footage of the restaurant. There are floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook a parking lot. The state pauses the video at a moment where you can see the same motorcycle with 2 people on it. No further witnesses. No further questions from either. That she was dismissed. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. What did they do? I'm sorry. Did they jump on me on this one? Okay, so they're back to talking about Spittler. Back, next witness, Spittler is resuming his testimony. Okay, Spittler is talking about what happened after an arrest warrant was issued. Spittler met with the U.S. Marshals and took possession of some of Armstrong's property collected in Costa Rica. In the arrest warrant, Spittler said it included details from their ballistics investigation of the likelihood that one of Armstrong's 9mm pistols was used. Some of the ballistics data was later discovered to be inaccurate. Spittler says when submitting the arrest warrant, he believed the information was accurate to the best of his knowledge. Spittler explained the difference between results from an examination from a firearms examiner versus the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network. and said that the NIBIN is a good lead to follow. Spittler says, but a ballistics examination will be much more accurate. Spittler discussed some of the inaccuracies that he found with the footage provided to the Austin Police Department from Andrew Wong. It was 6 minutes off, Spittler says, which proved to be problematic when trying to build a timeline of events. Spittler discussed a follow-up investigation of Gunnar Shaw, an ex-boyfriend of Mo Wilson. Spittler pursued him as a possible person of interest, seeking to find out where Shaw was when Wilson was murdered. Everything about this scene seemed like it was very personal with her, some sort of personal relationship. There was a Reddit post with someone discussing their abusive ex-boyfriend, and the username was similar to Mo Wilson's name. Spittler believed that Wilson wrote it, and thus Shaw could have been the murderer. Spittler found Shaw, and he was cooperative. He provided flight information and receipts for a rental car, which put him more than 7,000 miles away at the time of the murder. Pursuing the Reddit post further, Spittler found the post continued all the way through July 10th, with the murder happening May 11th. Spittler determined the poster could not have been Mo Wilson. Spittler began to look into a man named Alan Lim. Spittler was told Lim and Wilson were close. Spittler requested Lim's alibi for May 11th. Lim was cooperative and provided cell phone records showing his geolocation, his Strava account showing his ride on the morning of May 11th, and then the airport receipt showing a flight to Austin, Texas, landing at 9:15. The time of the murder was taking place. Lim was thus ruled out a suspect. On October 20th, Spittler was notified that Armstrong's DNA was found on Wilson's bicycle, which was ditched in the bamboo forest. Spittler says that after reviewing evidence at the crime scene, he believed there was a possibility the shooter had injured themselves, possibly dropping their own blood on the crime scene. His theory, the shooter was gripping the gun too tightly and the weapon caught on the shooter's hand, leaving a trail of blood on Wilson's leg. The blood after examination came back as Wilson's. The theory was thus disproved. Spittler discussed an indoor firing range. The range, Austin Police Department collected records from the range, which Spittler discussed with fellow detectives. The prosecution apologizes for jumping all over the place with the lines of questioning for Spittler. They are now discussing a washer and dryer at the residence. The washer and dryer had a defect, which Spittler said could have been caused by a projectile. He doesn't know what caused the defect, but it was documented. Spittler says approximately 25 to 30 search warrants were issued throughout the course of the investigation, including those for cell phone data, cell phone devices, Google accounts, vehicle warrants, residence warrants, social media accounts. On June 2nd, Spittler was notified that Armstrong's Jeep was located at a CarMax in North Austin. He contacted the CarMax inquiring about the car's mileage. He knew that it possibly included GPS data, but he was unsure of how long the Jeep would store that information. It had only been driven 13 miles since Armstrong turned it in. Spittler also asked about maintenance and if the GPS data was wiped. He requested CarMax no longer touch the Jeep. Spittler went to CarMax and removed the infotainment system. A search warrant was approved and he took it to a forensics expert to examine. The results took him to an apartment complex in South Austin, down the street from Strickland and Armstrong's home. It had now been a few months since the murder. He went to the complex to try to find more video surveillance and to scan the area of the apartment. Upon arrival, he located 2 dumpsters at the end of where the GPS showed the Jeep stopped. Spittler later looked through Armstrong's iCloud account. He looked through deleted notes folder and found a note that had an address next to the murder scene. This obviously caught Spittler's attention. Spittler being asked to confirm the contents of a hard drive which he says contains information regarding the search warrants. It has now been admitted into evidence. The defense team is huddling privately at their table, and Armstrong looks and listens to the conversation. They're looking at pictures of a black Jeep Cherokee that was taken at CarMax. Spittler says Armstrong drove the Jeep to the CarMax. The photos show the exterior of the Jeep from the front, side, and back. The bike rack has been removed. Let's see. The interiors of the driver's side, passenger side, the infotainment system, a picture of the infotainment system removed, and the serial number were shown. More photos now. The washer dryer inside the unit. Blood from the murder can be seen on the hardwood floors beneath it. Spittler says the medical examiner smeared that blood accidentally when removing Wilson's body. Close-up photos of the defects Spittler previously mentioned. Spittler says he believes these defects are ricochets from the initial bullets that were fired into Wilson's head. Mo Wilson was pictured smiling in a red flannel. A different photo, 2 dumpsters found at the South Austin apartment complex near Armstrong Strickland's home. 1 dumpster is overflowing. A third photo is a Google Maps snippet of Maple Avenue and Cash's apartment. Going back to the deleted note from Armstrong's iCloud, note was deleted on May 12, 2022. Then a Google subscriber information belonging to Caitlyn Armstrong attained via search warrant. Armstrong's personal and professional email accounts were displayed. These Google forms were created on May 14th. A new yoga-related email address and accounts belonging to Caitlyn Armstrong were created in the days following the murder. The Google accounts belonging to Caitlyn included welcome letters from Google addressing her as Kai, K-A-I. The date is 5/13 for the creation of the new account. A different email from CarMax to this new Google account has an offer for a Grand Cherokee Jeep of $12,200. On May 14th, Armstrong's iCloud account was accessed from one of the new email addresses. The Google alert the iCloud access is addressed to K.A. On May 13th, an email from Uber showing a ride taken at 9:30 p.m. totaling $21.26, the last 4 digits of a visa displayed. The ride begins at Armstrong's address and ends at the airport. Another email from Southwest Airlines to an email associated with Armstrong's iCloud. The name of the itinerary is Caitlyn Armstrong from Austin Bergstrom International Airport to LaGuardia, and then a layover in Nashville. Cost is $327.98. A different email from Southwest Airlines. It is a change in the itinerary. The layover is no longer in Nashville but in Houston. Final destination still LGA. A different welcome email for a NetSpend Visa prepaid card dated 5/16 addressed to Caitlyn. NetSpend allows someone to spend money without going through a credit card company. Another email with a United Airlines reservation to San Jose, Costa Rica. The date is 5/18/2022. Flight departs Newark Airport to San Jose. Total is $146.66. 666. Not good. A pretty good price. Oh, I didn't even know he said that too. The prosecutor says. Another United Airlines email showing the confirmation and flight itinerary. Leaves Newark 5:09 p.m., arrives 8:19 on 5/18. The traveler is listed as Christy Armstrong. Another email with his subscription confirmation for Surfshark VPN to Armstrong's email. VPN is being charged for $47.99 beginning May 25th. There's a 1-week free trial. VPN is a private network used to hide locations while you're online. Another email for a Skype account delivered to Kay. Another email with a receipt for a Skype account. There are Visa 4 digits shown. An address of 4924 Manchester is shown on the billing of the Visa. It matches Armstrong's business address. Next, search folder showing search activity from one of Armstrong's iCloud email addresses. The search encompasses several weeks. The prosecution will point out a few items. 527, search for Caitlyn Armstrong. 527, a KVUE article related to Caitlyn Armstrong fleeing to Costa Rica. 527, a news story search with title Mariah Wilson, murder, Colin Strickland in hiding until suspect. November 8th, prosecutor clicks the hyperlink for the news story. It's from Road CC. It's an article. Defense calls for a sidebar. Let's see. Armstrong watches. She shows no emotion. One jury member gazes at the gallery. Spittler sits quietly on the witness stand. Mo Wilson's father looks up at the screen of news articles. Mo Wilson's mother huddles and whispers to Mr. Wilson. Caitlyn Cash has her arm around her friend, and they speak quietly. The sidebar lasts longer than we have seen in the past. They come to an agreement. They return to their seats. There is a brief recess. Then they're back to the KView video attached to the web article that was clicked. The audio is muted. In the video, you see footage of Armstrong walking through the airport. Spittler believes it is footage from LGA. Now, Spittler says there's a number of instances when Armstrong was searching her own name in Costa Rica. A search cannot be tracked if not making phone calls. No, a search can, the search was can IMEI be tracked if not making phone calls. Spittler says IMEI refers to a digital foot fingerprint, a way for a cell phone to be tracked. Then there was search. Can pineapples burn your fingerprints? Seriously. TIL workers who cut up pineapples eventually lose their fingerprints. Another search. There are numerous searches for rhinoplasty plastic surgery. Now looking at various metaforms which show access from Caitlyn Armstrong's Instagram account to Colin Strickland's account and Mo Wilson's account. Then into Strava data for Caitlyn Armstrong. She went for a morning ride for 24.3 miles, lasting 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 58 seconds. No further questions from the state. The defense asked if Spittler discussed firearms and sharing his opinions about firearms with Strickland. He recalled his opinion about shooting as being relaxing. The defense asked about the level of proficiency required to make the shots we see in this murder case. Spittler says that he can't answer because he doesn't know the distance where the shots were fired. Defense is questioning Spittler about his experience as a police officer and a homicide detective. Since 5/11, Spittler says he has led about 5 homicide investigations. Since 5/11, he said he almost always encounters mistakes that are made along the way. Defense asks about his investigative techniques when there are no eyewitnesses. Spittler says he tries to canvass the area with other detectives. The defense pulls up the previous map of the neighborhood, and they asked if the Austin Police Department tried to speak with residents in each and every home on Maple Avenue. Spittler says he does not believe so, and that he agrees he did not personally speak to every resident. Spittler agrees that there were no residents who heard the gunshots, nor saw Armstrong at the scene of the murder. The defense asked if Spittler reached out to people who knew Colin Strickland, Caitlyn Cash, and Mo Wilson. Spittler says he spoke to Wilson's roommate, friends, and family. Defense asked for Spittler to open and review his supplemental investigative document. Defense is asking how, with no eyewitnesses to the murder, Spittler labeled Armstrong as a suspect. Spittler says He didn't. He listed her as a possible suspect. Defense asking about Mo Wilson's ex, Gunnar Shaw. Spittler confirms there was a history of domestic violence. Defense wonders why more attention wasn't paid to Shaw. Spittler says his alibi checked out and didn't match the timeline, but admits that he didn't know that information at the time he ruled him out. Now defense is asking about a second interrogation with Colin Strickland. In this interview, Spittler asked Strickland if he knew anyone who might have wanted to hurt or kill Mo Wilson. Strickland didn't know anyone, but mentioned ex-boyfriends. Spittler says Strickland mentioned Gunnar Shaw by name. Strickland mentioned that Shaw was not happy with Wilson's relationship with Strickland. Spittler said he spoke to Shaw and another ex, Alan Lim, in July of 2022. He said he was working against his theory that Armstrong committed this murder. Every single lead kept coming back to Spittler that Armstrong was the murderer. Okay, let's see. The jury was dismissed so that the defense can help Spittler refresh his memory. Spittler seems to be contradicting on the stand when the defense believes is on the record testimony and on the record evidence. After a brief back and forth and clarification, both sides now agreed that Spittler was confused. If the defense was asking about Gunnar Shaw or Alan Lim, the jury's brought back in. Spittler says he was calling Lim because he wasn't sure what the defense was going to pull. Spittler admits that he lied to Lim, essentially telling him he wasn't a suspect in the murder so that he could get him to cooperate. Defense says, were you interested in eliminating potential suspects, or were you simply trying to defeat defense arguments? Spittler says probably both. Defense wonders if Spittler was trying to eliminate other potential suspects to make the case about Armstrong, basically not doing true due diligence. Spittler says his goal was to find the truth. He wants to end suffering for the victim's family, the police department, for the deceased. Defense asks about physical evidence and how detectives can decide if it's inculpatory or exculpatory. Spittler says he believes all evidence was analyzed. Defense bewildered that the lead detective doesn't know for certain if all evidence was analyzed. Defense asking about a rape kit that was performed on Wilson during her autopsy. It was collected as evidence. The kit in this case was not forensically analyzed. Spittler admits. The defense says we will never know what evidence was present in that kit, will we? Spittler says that there was no evidence of any kind of sexual assault. Spittler was the one who chose not to have the kit tested. Spittler says digital evidence may be deleted from the surface of a program but can be kept in the memory of a program. Photos, apps, searches, emails, conversations can all be accessed from digital extraction. Spittler disagrees that it takes an expert to find this information. Discussing laptops, phones, and tablets that were seized from the property on 5/12, Spittler says that Strickland really wanted his laptop back. On 5/19, Spittler received a search warrant to search Armstrong's laptop. Strickland's laptop was not forensically analyzed. Spittler admits that in hindsight, it's likely that important information about this case could have existed on Strickland's laptop, but at the point in time, Strickland only appeared to be a witness. On 5/19, Spittler allowed Strickland to retrieve his laptop. Spittler said he searched the laptop beforehand, but did not instruct on a trained forensic expert to perform a thorough extraction. Spittler admits Strickland's laptop, which was a piece of evidence at one point, is the only evidence which is no longer in custody of APD criminal courts. Spittler says he returned it to Strickland because he wanted him to be cooperative. Even though Strickland gave permission for his laptop to be extracted, defense grills Spittler as to why he didn't take that step. How stupid. How stupid. Defense, did you treat Colin Strickland differently because he was a minor celebrity? Spittler, no, sir. Spiller admits 5/12/2022 wasn't the first time he met Strickland. The two had met at a Taco Bell while he was on patrol about 3 years prior to the murder. The defense is seizing on the opportunity that Spiller might have known and favored Strickland all along. Spiller discussing his understanding of NIBIN, a network of ballistic information and evidence that investigators use to track and trace spent shell casings at crime scenes. Spiller admits that some inaccuracies were discovered in this case from NIBIN investigation. The defense moves for a mistrial, saying that the defense attorney did not turn over key evidence related to the vandalism report that happened in the days following the murder. He says the information is consequential to this murder. Defense is assuredly material. It is clear the police department never turned it over to the DA, to the defense. Judge has heard enough, denies the motion for the mistrial. State is saying that he can get access to the vandalism report and they can enter it into evidence. Says he would be okay with a continuation if that's what the defense needs. ADA, the defense misinterprets the law. The judge ultimately reminds everyone she denied the motion for a mistrial and urges the defense to move on. Wow, that was okay, heart pounding. Defense asks Spiller why criminal mischief and vandalism wasn't further investigated. Spiller says because he doesn't know who even investigated the vandalism at the house. He says he believes Armstrong was the one who pushed over the motorcycle. Defense asked if Spiller had tunnel vision with this case of murder and separate case of vandalism. Spiller insists he doesn't regret not turning over the vandalism report to the DA or the defense. Spiller says he does not agree this case is a love triangle. He calls that term dramatic. He says he is aware the news agencies reported it as a love triangle. Spiller says that based on the evidence, he believes Armstrong was a jealous person. He believed jealousy was possibly a motive. He believes that, question, is it true that your focus on Caitlyn Armstrong's jealousy biased your opinion? No, sir, is the answer. No further questions from the defense. This state redirects. State says he was just handed a 9-page report, presumably a vandalism report, which he's entering into the record. A copy was given to the defense. The defense is being given an opportunity to report it. State was following up about the kit, the rape kit, asking Spiller to share what evidence he believes leads to the possibility of an SA. Let's see. Spiller says he has no evidence of SA. Evidence appears that Wilson was scrolling her phone, eating chocolate, fully dressed, all reasons why Spiller doesn't suspect sexual assault. A potential kit would not have any of these clues, Spiller says. Spiller says investigators do not have cell phone location data for Armstrong on the night of the murder because she turned her phone off as soon as she was approaching Maple Avenue. Okay. All right, let's see now. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh boy, there's a lot here. Hang on. wish this was better organized. I really do. It's kind of crazy. There was something here that everything was. Let me just go back. Oh, goodness. Gotta go to the afternoon. I'm trying to get there. Hang on. Okay, let's see here. Are you serious? God, where the freak is your stuff? Hold on, I'm trying to find there was a something here and everything was lined up. All right, let's. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to start from. It's going to be from today. I don't know. We'll find it. Other stuff. Mo Wilson's bike was found at the approximate location where Caitlyn's Jeep was parked for about half an hour. At 9:21, Colin texts Caitlyn. She never responds. Caitlyn's Jeep travels north on I-35 all the way to Highway 290 before turning around and heading back to South Austin via I-35. At 9:43 p.m., Caitlyn's Jeep stops at a dumpster near an apartment complex for 3 minutes. It then turns and heads home. This is where Caitlyn's phone is once again powered on and goes on network. At 9:54 p.m., Cash arrives home, calls 911. Caitlyn's phone arrives home at 9:47 and goes on network at 9:55. They don't know why there is a time gap between the two others. They say it could be a number of reasons. Defense cross-examines. Let's see. Mazak is describing how cell towers determine time and location on cell phones. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Mazak, the investigator, also speaks about how she cooperated her data and the timestamps between two or more sources, being cell data and Jeep data. Defense questioning how accurate the timestamps could be and how the data was input in the animations that were shown to the jury. Defense asked if Mazak is ever asked for input on how detectives should investigate their cases. Mazak agrees that happens sometimes. Mazak says, in this case, there was a lot of data to comb through, and she helped detectives and the DA narrow down time, which is most relevant. Defense asking if anyone attempted to corroborate what Armstrong was doing during that day of the murder. Mazak said she doesn't know if anyone did. The defense is asking why the presentation did not use any of the text call extractions from Mo Wilson's home. Mazak says she doesn't know what kind of data or proof exists that shows that another device was monitoring Strickland's phone activity. Defense asking the phone going off network. Mazak can't speculate why a device would power off, but says there's a couple of ways that would happen. Mazak says she doesn't know if the Austin Police Department looked into the area where the phone was powered off for more surveillance video. Mazak testifies that her presentation is as comprehensive as she can make it, and it includes all the possible data that she knew about and that seem relevant. No further questions from the defense. There's a redirect from the state, pushing Mazak to confirm that while we do not know who may have been driving the Jeep, whether whoever was also carrying Armstrong's cell phone. Mazak concludes that she does not believe it was Colin Strickland because he was at home. Using his cell phone at the time of the murder. No further questions. Witness dismissed. Adjourned for the evening. Okay, that was today. Now, I just want to make sure that we got the rest of that day. Okay, here we go. I found it. Let's see here. So we got to go to day 5 p.m. Detective Spittler is still on the stand. He is asking about his interview with Strickland. He says that he initially was suspicious of Strickland, but it became clear to him that it fit the profile of a witness, not a suspect. Spittler was recounting all the data from Strickland's phone that helps prove his innocence, his cell phone data, his cell phone location, the fact that Strickland was talking to a friend on the phone at the time Mo Wilson was murdered. Strickland says he is very comfortable with this. Shoot. Hold on a minute. What is that? Ouch. Go to the doctor for that. Okay. Let me see here. Spittler recounting all the data from Strickland's phone that helps prove his innocence. His cell phone data, his cell phone location, the fact that he was talking to a friend on the phone, and he's very comfortable with this. Digital evidence, and it's not tunnel vision or confirmation bias. No hard evidence, no eyewitness. No, Spittler agrees. No Armstrong fingerprints on the scene of the murder. No, Spittler agrees. Question: if Colin Strickland's DNA had come back on the rape kit, would that change your analysis of this case? And he says, we could play what ifs all day. He says, I had no reason to believe that either of them had sexual intercourse that evening. Let's see here. There is no evidence to suggest that he would have committed a sexual offense in the time that she unlocked the door and his motorcycle is seen driving down the alley. Next up, defense is entering the vandalism incident report that was the center of the mistrial motion. It has a summary of the incident, contact info for Strickland, vehicle information, and damage sustained, a narrative, investigative detectives. The author of the report is Spittler, but he says he is not responsible for investigating it. Spittler says it does not appear any APD officers took any action related to vandalism. Spittler admits that he did not take any action between when Strickland first reported the vandalism to him to the request for an arrest warrant for Caitlyn Armstrong. Okay, let's see here. No further questions, and the witness was finally dismissed. The next witness is Nicole Mertz. She lives in Austin. She first met Caitlyn in 2019, shortly after she moved to Austin, Texas. Mertz is a former professional cyclist. Caitlyn was one of her best friends in Austin. They became close in 2020. They would see each other typically every day. Mertz said she knew Strickland pretty well. She was closer to Armstrong. Mertz said she didn't know Mo Wilson, but she was familiar with her given her profession. Mertz says Strickland and Armstrong loved each other and worked well together, but it was always off and on. Hold on a second. They never referred to each other as boyfriend-girlfriend. Mertz said that she and Armstrong stayed with Strickland following the Texas ice storm in 2021. Mertz left after one night. Armstrong never moved out. Strickland would refer to Armstrong as his lady friend. She called their relationship casual but not casual. Casual but not casual. Okay. Mertz says she knows that Armstrong was logged into Colin's iCloud. She knew she had access to his bank accounts and his emails. And let me see here. She knew she sent emails from Colin's account for his business. And that she watched her on a laptop access his accounts. Mertz says Armstrong told her in October of 2021 that they were breaking up for good, but they would be in business together and would still be very close and would be in each other's lives. In November 2021, Mertz recounts a big group at the Meteor. Armstrong was quiet, which was not... Let me see here. Which was not like her. Armstrong told her that Mo was in town with Strickland and she was upset. Colin had brought her to Justine's the night before, which she knew from an email Colin received from the open table. Mo walked into the Meteor but left pretty quickly. Armstrong saw Mo walk in. Armstrong told Mertz that Mo was there. When she told Mertz, she was pretty angry, visibly angry. I have never seen her like that before, which is why I remembered it. Okay, Mertz recalls asking Armstrong what she would do if Colin ever dated someone else. Armstrong said she would kill her. Mertz says she remembers Armstrong telling her that she had called Mo earlier that day. Armstrong told Mo that she and Strickland were living together and in business together, Mertz said. That night, Armstrong told Mertz that she was going to Mexico. She left the very next day. Mertz suggested Armstrong stay with her when she gets back from Mexico, but when she got back, Armstrong stayed with Strickland. Armstrong occasionally told Mertz about dating other men. She would go on dates when she and Colin were breaking up. She said she would do it to make him jealous. One of those dates, she said, was with an NBA basketball player. Mertz recalls finding out about Mo Wilson's death in a news article. My first thought was that Caitlyn might have something to do with it. She and Armstrong were still friends. About 2 to 3 days later, Mertz called the police and shared she had information they should know. Beginning May 11th, about 2 p.m., evidenced by text messages, Mertz had no further contact with Armstrong. Mertz texted Armstrong when she heard about Mo, but that text didn't go through. Armstrong's Instagram had been deleted. Upon noticing Instagram being deleted, it just made me think she had something to do with it even more. Mertz spoke to Armstrong's sister, who told her that Caitlyn was safe. Why did you just reach out to the police? They asked. I just kind of had a feeling. I remembered that comment. I thought it was the right thing to do. Then the defense crosses and says, what is her birthday? How old is she? What college did she go to? What year did she graduate? Her shoe size, her favorite color, favorite band, favorite song, favorite TV show, right? Yeah. Mertz cannot answer almost all of those questions. Defense wonders if she truly is a good friend as she claims to be. Defense asked Murch what is Armstrong's birthday and how old is Armstrong. Next witness is Jacqueline Chastain, lives in Bentonville, Arkansas. She and her husband are heavily involved in the cycling community. Chastain met Colin when they met, and then they met Armstrong through Colin. Her husband was a photographer who would shoot the races. In Bentonville, similar to Austin, there's a restaurant called The Meteor. It's a local hangout for cyclists. It's the same chain as the one in Austin. Chastain met Armstrong in 2019 when they were staying with Strickland for his birthday. She and her husband stayed at stayed at Colin's home. Upon meeting Armstrong, the two women became friends. Chastain says she would see Armstrong a few times a year. She became closer with Caitlyn and would send occasional text messages on Instagram and Facebook. Observations of Colin Armstrong's relationship in the beginning. Colin was head over heels. Towards 2021, they weren't doing well. Armstrong confided that she didn't know where the relationship stood. Chastain said that Colin kept Armstrong at arm's distance. He wouldn't say he didn't have a girlfriend. Chastain recalls an after party at the Meteor in Bentonville. Upon arrival, Armstrong was shook up. She was trembling and shaking. She told Chastain that she had found out that Colin had cheated on her, but they were back together. Chastain says Armstrong said Colin had cheated on her with Mo. Mo Wilson was also at the Meteor at this moment, which is why she believed Armstrong was so upset. Armstrong tells her that Mo was still texting him and reaching out. Armstrong told her that Colin was trying to keep Mo away, but Mo would not leave him alone. Chastain did not see Strickland or Wilson interact that night. Chastain did not see Armstrong or Wilson interact that night. The next day, Chastain texts Armstrong thanking her for sharing that information. Chastain didn't think they were close enough to share those things, so she thanked her for her honesty and offered support. The text messages between Chastain and Armstrong are shown. The date is January 31st, 2022. It says, was really good seeing you this weekend. I appreciate you sharing last night, and I'm really sorry for what you're going through, that you're going through this right now. You deserve someone that makes you feel loved, whoever that might be. Let's go on a trip soon. I'm thinking March. Chastain on the witness stand said, I had told her I was sorry that I was going through this, that she had described how Colin had cheated, but while she was describing that, she had said in so many words that she wanted to kill her, that she had thought about it, but how she said it at the time, I didn't take it seriously. She said something to the effect that she had bought a gun. I do know the words kill and the words gun were used. New text on screen from Austin to Chastain. So nice to see you. Sorry to unload so many emotions. It all just came spilling. And thank you for being there for me. It really meant a lot. Definitely available. I would love that. Response from Chastain. I was very happy you felt comfortable talking to me. Anytime you need someone to listen, don't hesitate to text or call. Chastain said she did not know Armstrong liked or owned guns. She has never seen her shoot a gun. In the spring of 2022, Chastain recalls seeing Instagram pictures of Caitlyn Armstrong in Mexico alone. Chastain asked if her and Colin were okay, and Armstrong said yes. Chastain says her husband, called her after he contacted Armstrong, after he was contacted informing him that Mo Wilson was killed. She says he didn't have any information about it, but said it might be a burglary. They hang up, but later he calls again and says that Strickland was the last person Mo was seen with. Let's see this. Hearing this, Chasen gasped, recalling the conversation she had with Caitlyn at the Meteor. Chasen reaches out to the Austin Police Department after sleeping on it. She called the next morning and told them what she knew. At first, she was anonymous, and later on, she revealed her identity to the Austin Police Department. During the course of the investigation, Chastain agreed to give her name and be identified. She wanted to be anonymous at first because she didn't want to be wrapped up in this murder. No further questions from the state. The defense starts the questioning, asking about the races in Arkansas, who attended them. Was Mariah a big name in cycling, the it girl of those races in 2022? Yes. Is that why it would be such a big deal that she had been murdered? Yes, it was shocking to me. Her husband did social media for various cycling sponsorship, which is why Chastain's husband was initially notified. He would have to put out some sort of press release, social post about the event. The defense questions why the phone call from her husband. Hang on a minute. What happened here? Hold on, something happened. I just lost my thing. Okay, here we are. Why her husband had referenced a burglary, why that phone call referenced burglary, second phone call really helped her paint the imagery, Armstrong being involved. Chastain said there were previous text messages between her and Armstrong before the text messages we viewed on the screen. Chastain says she provided those texts to the attorney at the APD. Chastain can't recall if Armstrong stayed at Colin's home the evening that she and her husband stayed in Austin, Texas to help Colin shoot some social media videos. Chastain said the two had just started dating. Chastain said she did not tell her husband that Colin had cheated when Armstrong confided to her. She says she did not share with her husband that Armstrong had mentioned a gun and killing someone. Chastain said she did take Armstrong seriously in that moment. She didn't take her seriously in that moment. Then the next witness is Keith Cox, the general manager at CarMax, and there's surveillance video at the dealership. Cox describes what will happen if someone wants to sell their car. You check in with the seller, there's a review of the vehicle, you make an assessment, driver's license will be scanned, and the title verification will be conducted. Looking at an appraisal offer dated 5/13/2022. The offer is for a 2012 Jeep Cherokee. The offer went to Caitlyn. No last name listed. Address listed is Armstrong's business address, and the offer is $12,200. CarMax offers 7 days for the seller to consider the offer. Certificate of title with correct name spelling shows the car was sold the same date it was appraised, and a Xerox of Armstrong's driver's license is shown. Scrolling down, let's see the paperwork for CarMax. You can see Caitlyn Armstrong's signature. Then the video footage from CarMax. You can see a woman, presumably Armstrong, sitting in a lounge. She is wearing a white t-shirt, blue leggings, green hat, and her hair is braided. She is plugging a cell phone into a wall outlet. She has 2 phones in her lap. She sits casually as another customer sits and looks at his phone, 4 seats down. No further questions. Let's see. The defense asked about the location of CarMax. The car transaction was in Southeast Austin. Appraisal typically takes an hour as professionals analyze the car's worth, conditions assessed of the Jeep, damage on the passenger rear door, damage on the quarter panel. Cox says 20 to 50 appraisals happen each day. Let's see. Clarifying about the condition assessment, there is no specificity to the level of damage. On the assessment, After a sale, a reconditioning will be done on the car. Interesting, the endorsement on the back of the check shows pay to the order of Caitlyn Armstrong, then it's crossed out and replaced with Caitlyn Armstrong. Next witness is Brian Bell, the VP of Global Communications for Strava. Strava provides the data related to the murder of Mo Wilson. Let's see. Defense is pushing back against witness. Mr. Bell is primarily in marketing and communications. He calls himself a storyteller, but the defense questions whether or not he is an expert who can accurately testify to the data, how it was created, analyzed, etc. Okay, state clarifies that Bell is not being offered as an expert, but he is familiar with Strava data and knowledge of how the data is made and used in regular course of business. Okay, Mr. Bell sits politely. Okay. The exhibits are being published. The first one is a Microsoft Excel sheet, which shows the names Mariah Wilson, Caitlyn Armstrong, and Colin Strickland. Their email addresses with unique ID numbers, subscriber statuses, and creation. More Excel sheets with Strava data shows the different athletes' ID and whose profiles they were accessing. One Excel column, GET, indicates that an athlete had requested information from someone's Strava profile. Some IDs are listed as athletes and others are pros. Strava will designate a user as a pro once they reach professional status. Okay. Bell pointed out the number of times Mariah Wilson's profile was accessed. On the days leading up to her murder, there was at least 6 incidents on that spreadsheet that Bell pointed out. Now looking at the previously questioned satellite images with Strava data overlaid, there's a blue line with a legend that says afternoon ride. The blue line travels through the scene of the murder and out of the neighborhood. No further questions from the state. The defense starts asking about the source of the data. In the Excel spreadsheet, Bell says it comes from a proprietary aggregate software that Strava uses. The defense is asking about the login process and whether or not the app can stay logged in over a period of time. Bell says the platform and software were recently updated because of security issues, so the map from 2022 does not exist today. Because of the software update, Bell is not able to tell what type of device Armstrong was using when tracking Mo Wilson's rides. Bell admits that the GPS data on Strava's platform is less detailed and less specific than the ones the state created for the jury to review. And then court was adjourned for the evening. Okay, now let's just see, because we missed one part of something. Let's see. So there might be closing arguments, it's saying tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on with that to see if they let us say something. No answer. Okay, did we get to this? Caitlyn sends Collins a series of texts about real estate deals. At the same time he's texting Mo. Simultaneously, Mo texts Collins Cash's address for him to come pick her up. Let me see this. Caitlyn begins to review Mo's Strava profile and activity at this time. She looks at her specific route and starting ending point to view the map. Cash leaves the home at 5:30 p.m. Colin arrives to pick up Mo at around 5:40. Mo locks the door of Cash's apartment behind her at 5:55. Mo and Colin's phones move together away from Cash's home, arriving at the Deep Eddy at 6:09. During the entire time, Caitlyn has remained at home. Though 6:15, Caitlyn calls Colin. At 6:24, no answer. Caitlyn texts Colin, no response. Colin is in deep eddy at this entire time. Around 6:57, the two head to the Pool Burger. 6:33, Caitlyn's Jeep leaves home and heads down South Lamar. Jeep stays in one location until 6:54. Let's see. Caitlyn's Jeep moves north on South Lamar at around 7:15. She has not received any replies from Colin. We are watching an animation now of Caitlyn's Jeep traveling north on Lamar. It crosses Ladybird Lake into downtown around 7:20. The cell and Jeep data corroborate each other. Caitlyn's Jeep takes a series of turns through downtown over the next 10-ish minutes. At 7:30 p.m., the phone goes off network, meaning the network can no longer communicate with the phone. The next time Caitlyn's phone would go on network would be 9:55. Caitlyn's Jeep, however, continues to provide location information. Caitlyn heads east to I-35, north on frontage, then east on Martin Luther King towards Cash's Place. The Jeep circles the block twice using the alleys. Caitlyn's Jeep is spotted on various video surveillance systems near Maple Avenue at 8:05, 8:06, 8:08 p.m. The video is corroborated by the Jeep infotainment data. The jury is reminded with still images from each of these video systems. Colin and Mo leave the Deep Eddy Pool Burger area at 8:16 p.m. Video surveillance confirms cell phone data. Colin and Mo arrive back at Cash's around 8:28 p.m. The Jeep is seen around 8:26 p.m. at exactly the same time. Let's see here. Everyone's eyes are glued to the screen. Let's see. Colin and Mo arrived at Cash's 8:29. The black Jeep is stationary on the side of the street for 3.5 minutes. 8:35, Colin's phone moves north while Mo stays at Cash's. Colin's motorcycle is seen riding away on the surveillance video. At 8:36 p.m., Colin texts Caitlyn his false alibi. Mo Wilson unlocks Cash's door. At 8:37, the Jeep is seen traveling westbound in the alley next to the apartment where Mo was staying. A still image of the Jeep from the video pops up for the jury to see and remember. Mo Wilson begins using phone apps. Within a few minutes of being dropped off, the Jeep pulls out of the alley and parks at 8:41 p.m. It doesn't move until 9:17 p.m. Colin's phone shows that he arrives back home at 8:50 p.m. At 9:07 p.m., Colin receives an incoming call from Alan Burrows that lasts 9 minutes. The cell phone data shows that he's home when he receives the call. At 9:13 p.m., Mo would send her final text message. At 9:16 p.m., a woman's screams can be heard and 3 gunshots. The full audio of that moment was played with a loudspeaker for the jury to hear. Mo Wilson's bike was found at the approximate location where Caitlyn's Jeep was parked for about half an hour. At 9:21, Colin texts Caitlyn. She never responds. Caitlyn's Jeep travels north on I-35 all the way to Highway 290 before turning around and heading back to South Austin I-35. At 9:43, Caitlyn's Jeep stops at a dumpster near an apartment complex for about 3 minutes. It then turns around and heads home, and this is where Caitlyn's phone is once again powered on and goes on network. At 9:54, Cash arrives home and calls 911. Okay, and then we read that part there. So then we've got all that. Now let's go to Donna Adelson. If you watched my video earlier, I talked about her showing up in court with the turtle suit. Let's see what's going on here. We went through the arrest affidavit and the important part is that it says, the most important part is that jail calls from after Charles Adelson's guilty verdict include multiple calls in which Donna Sue Adelson is telling Charles Adelson that she is getting things in order, creating trust, and making sure her grandchildren are taken care of. Donna discusses plans for a suicide, but also discusses plans to flee to a non-extradition country. Donna Sue Adelson has considerable financial resources to accomplish this. On November 7th, 2023, Donna and Harvey Adelson booked flights to Vietnam with a stop in Dubai. The flight, EK0214, departs Miami, Florida on November 13th, 2023 at 8:10 p.m. to Dubai. It departs Dubai on November 15th, 2023, 9:35 a.m. and lands in Saigon at 7:35 p.m. That didn't happen. Not with her on it, right? Okay, so let me get Donna. We're going to look at anything new with Donna, what's going on with Donna. Okay. Donna's not looking so hot, is she? Not at all. Okay. Let's go to see, I think, let's see. Okay, less than 12 hours after the news of Donna's arrest, the internet is going crazy. Okay. Donna's arrest came 1 week after Charlie Adelson's conviction. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Let me go over here. Unless Donna or Charlie testify against Wendi, there is insufficient evidence to convict. See, this is what most are saying, okay? Let's see. Just see. Not going to worry about that right now. Let's worry about Donna. Okay, let me see one thing here. You want me another one? How did you feel? Okay. Okay. They did. Trying to see if there's, if anybody really knows anything here about this. Okay. Donna's going to be in the jail. Charlie's currently in until he's sentenced for a brief time. They'll be in the same facility. Yeah, right, sure. There's not going to be notes. Oh, gosh, some people just don't know anything, do they? Okay, so Donna tries to... I don't know where... Does anybody know where Harvey is? People are thinking that did he go on? Okay, let me go to next thing. Okay, so let's go over here. Donna Adelson. Okay. And somebody's saying, could the Adelsons have already bought a property, in Vietnam? That's what I said. Charlie has videos where he was in Vietnam in these spas having these little fish eat his feet, eat the skin on his feet. Okay. Okay, so let me go check on one other thing to see if we have any other breaking stuff about Donna. I don't think tomorrow is going to be that grand jury event. Will she be transferred tomorrow? We'll have to see. It's very possible. I see something. Go to the latest on this. Markel spent the winters. Let's see. How can Wendi pretend that she thought it was normal for her parents to go away at Thanksgiving, that she didn't know they were fleeing? Let's see. Garcia told a fellow inmate that there was another set of hitmen in the summer of 2013 who were going to be paid $50,000, but the attempt failed. There are media articles online reporting this fact. The timing of the 2013 attempt is exactly the same as what jail reporting from Wendi Adelson. Jeffrey Lacasse from Wendi Adelson, and the dollar amount is similar as well. Charlie talked to Donna every single day from April of 2022 through November of 2023. She will never talk to Charlie again. She will never be free again. Well, she could still talk to him again. Okay. How ironic that Donna ends up in Tallahassee after how much she and her daughter hate that place. Yeah, it is pretty interesting, right? Okay, let's see now. Trying to get to the people are talking about the movie already. Who's going to play Donna Adelson? Let's see. Someone said, I would love to be a fly on the wall, and I said that too. At Wendy's home, now that Donna has been arrested, she must be frantic and worried now that her mommy, who does everything for her and the boys, has been arrested. Not only will she be wondering about her own fate, what is she telling her boys? While I realize they have been brainwashed and raised by this evil family, certainly they must realize now the entire family could go down. It's very sad for them. They must be scared. What a tangled, sad mess the Adelsons have left. Well, of course. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Brian F. He should have been a... Okay. So it's really not much, but now tomorrow, let's see about the grand jury. I want to see about if there's anything on the justice. Okay. Not too much over here at all. says. Okay. A lot of people are just unbelievable finding out about this. Next. I wonder if anybody's talking about what's going to go on with the grand jury tomorrow. Okay, arrested. And you're ecstatic that arrest. Yes, we know that. Okay. So let me see if I can find a grand jury in Tallahassee. So we'll have to see. Okay, so this is the calendar. And it says Wednesday, November 15th. Courtroom 3G, grand jury, all day, Judge Everett. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens, right? Well, let me go back to see what you guys are doing. Don't forget to hit the like. Yes. Hi, Annie B. How are you? Doing okay? Yeah, please hit the likes. That'd be nice. I have a bunch of stuff to do. And hang on 1 minute because I have to go out tomorrow, and I've also got to make an appointment. Oh. Hold on 1 second here. See something. Ouch. No. Hang on a minute, guys. Okay. See something here. Shoot. my gosh, please stop. Hold on a second, I'm just freaking out about something because I'm getting like Scooter. You see what's happening to me? I'm going to call the dermatologist first thing in the morning. I'm getting really worried. Hang on a minute. Worse. Hang on. I have to get a picture of something. This looks really scary. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm really meant I not her. Hi, oh, Farm Wife. I'm just sent out your shell today. I think you didn't get your shell, right? Hubby and her just found a new dermatologist that we both love. Who is? Who did? I'm just really nervous. I just like went to just pull my sleeve up and I see like two things on my arm and then there's like literally like 4 or 5 more all the way up my arm, like brown spots, like, and one is like a little bit raised and they weren't there before, so I'm getting really nervous. And then like a whole area is like raised and it's freaking me out, so I'm going to be looking up something right now. Oh no. Okay, let me see something. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not sure if anything is. Okay, I'm gonna have to just go to the doctor and try to get an appointment tomorrow. Not let it freak out. Okay. Okay. Let me see something. Shoot, that's not what I want. Ah. Can't get a good picture because I can't really see. Yikes, that looks bad. What is that? I hope that's not bad. How did I just see that just now? Like, that's my luck, right? And it's happening, so I was kind of getting a little bit distracted when I was reading about the Adelson thing because I just kept thinking about what the hell is this stuff. I need Jimmy to get a picture of it for me because I can't. It's in such a spot that I'm unable to. Let me see if I move the camera this way. Hopefully it's nothing. Let's see. just look up one other thing. Let me see. All right, I guess I'll just go with the doctor and find out what's going on. It's just bothering me that one is. So it's. One that has like a raised area. I don't understand if that's just the whole area. One seems like it's raised. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get off these. I'm just gonna obsess about this now. For the rest, I'm supposed to go somewhere else tomorrow, so I'll have to see if I can get a appointment as fast as I can. It's so weird because I don't remember that there. I mean, it's crazy. All right. All right, I'm just gonna go. All right, we have to do our word. Yeah, we better just do our word cookie thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me try to do that. All right. Let's see here. Hi, Kevin. I'm having an episode. About my skin. Okay. I don't know. I'm getting like Scooter. Wow. Okay, let's do word cookies. I'm going to pull it over. Hang on. Uh-oh. Word cookies closed down. Let me bring it over now. Oh, come on, word cookies. Let's go. Oh my goodness, word cookies. What the freak? Are you trying to make me nuts, word cookies? It doesn't want to leave here. There we go. Get over there. Stop. Okay. Here we go, guys. Oh, this is where we have to go back. Well, let's get these out of here. Claim these. All right. Okay, let's see. Play, oopsie. Okay, pod, pay, Roy, pad, pal, yeah. Oldie? No? Payload? Flawed? Okay. Playa? Nope. Nope. Alamode? No. Phew. Alp? I tried Alp. Day. Yeah, day would be there, yeah. Phew. Excuse me. Lady? I got lady. Lady? Lady? I have pad. I thought I had lap. I don't have lap. You're right. Old. Yep. I need old. Yep. Ado. Much ado. Yeah. And then, let's see. I don't know. Ply. Oh, that's good. Good job, Annie. Good job, Annie. Can't believe it's almost 5 in the morning. How is this happening? POL, you say? I don't think so. But, no. Lop. A lop-eared bunny, right? All right. Load. Loop. No, there's only one O. Dopey. No, there's no way that it could be dopey. Nope. I did it for you anyway, but there's no way. Hi, Emmy. Oh, I'm in top chat. I'm sorry, I'm in top chat. That's why I'm not seeing everything. Oh my gosh. Opal. Hold on a minute. Opal, that's it. Beautiful. Thank you, Annie B. Okay, Amy B. Annie B. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Let's try to see if we can get these two right here. What is this? Oh, spies. Are you kidding me? And I'm looking for, no, it's SPIES. No, that's not, it can't be. Can't be spies. It can't be gypsy. There's only one I. Gossipy? No, it can't. No, it can't be. It can't. Okay, good, Annie. Yips. Nope. Sharon, stop. It's not yips. Look how many times you're writing that. You're spamming the chats. Annie, now you're spamming. No, Annie's not spamming. She only put it one time. Soys. Nope. Good try. We have subs. Sharon, you're spamming the chat again. Yogi. That's right, Annie B. Kevin. Sharon spamming the chat. Reciprocal. Cool. Okay. Verge, that's the one. Very good. High 61. High 61's really good at this game. Annie B's really good too. Thank you guys. You all are good. Tulip. Who said tulip? Bill, I thought I had Bill. Oh, and pill. That was easy. Okay. Eight. Hi, Eliza. heist. I have 8s. I wish I could tell. Can't believe you guys didn't tell me about highs. Highest. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me. High 61 all the time. All of the highs. And the Rocky Mountain highs. You should have known that especially. We have 8 and 8s. You said high earlier, but what about all the other highs? I didn't see any of them. Come on. That was a hard level, it said. It wasn't that hard, right? We were able to thrive, right? We didn't have a hive mentality. move to the next tier. We didn't have to hit our heads. The first time that I've looked at the chat. To get the last two words. It said mango on top. I thought it said Margot, and I'm like, why do I have Margot's puzzle? That's not right. She gets everything. Oh, special level. You always fix it. I found a way to go back in the special level, remember? Nobody ever told me that one. I thought I missed it that time. You just wanted me to miss it. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? What was the new letter that we got? I forgot which one it is. H, right? H is the new letter? No. T is the new letter? Impossible. B? Which is the new letter? How did I get thigh? Y is the new letter. How could... Oh, right. Ivy, 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 Ivy. Verdi. What's that, Sharon? Verdi. One more, guys. One more, guys. One more. You're an angel, Sharon? An angel? I don't think so. You're spamming the chat. Yeti, yeah. That's it, the Yeti. Okay, we completed the quest. We're stunning, we're wonderful, we're so great. Butterfly bonuses, complete rewards. Yay! Salon. Fun. And land. Oh, handful. They're a handful. The chat is a handful. Ona. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I might have to go to sleep because I'm all crazy. And all right, let me see here. And right, Fund. Yeah, fund. I already did fland. Flan. I did fund, you guys. It's right here. I got it on my own. Alright, we're not gonna do this right now. I'm just gonna call it a night. Thank you guys for coming. God bless. Prayers for all. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll let you know what's going on. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I've got to call the dermatologist first thing. But anyway, love you guys. God bless. Prayers for all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. Really be good. Be good. Love you guys.